Welcome to the Reidsville Chamber of Commerce News and Views Show. I'm Diane Sawyer, your host, the President and CEO. Today's guest we have with us, Chad Wright from First Piedmont Corporation. Welcome to the show, Chad.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yes,
for having
sir.
me. Looking forward to it.
Well, I'm excited for you to be here. I know that we not that long ago talked to First Piedmont and talked to Ricky, but you know, you and I go back many years. You've been around now. Gosh, I feel like most of the time I've been here. What year?
5 years.
5 years.
5.5 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been here a while. We're excited to talk to you a little bit about First Piedmont, but talk a little bit more about community engagement because that's something you guys are really good at. So tell us about sort of your mission when it comes to what First Piedmont does and how they give back to the communities they serve.
Well, we'd like to, like I said, support the communities that we work in and support the groups that help support us and help grow our business. We believe in giving back and providing, you know, just like we do with some of the events you guys do here with the Reidsville Chamber. Sponsors, you know, we're big in helping sponsor those events because you guys, out of all the chambers we're members of, help us more than any other ones that we're involved in. So we love being able to get your feedback and get that and put it in the community to help us. So, you know, we want to give back. We want to support the communities we work in. I think that's because we're local. We're not a large national company. So we believe in working with the communities and working with the companies that work with us.
Absolutely. It was very kind of you to say. We take our job seriously. And, you know, I tell people all the time, your bottom line is our bottom line. So whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, I'm here to help you do that. And I would say that you deserve some credit for that because you're very quick to shoot me a text or an email or stop by and say, hey, Diane, I'm looking for, and you'll tell me. And then if I can make it happen or figure it out for you, I do.
And that's very beneficial because a lot of times we have to know the right people that we're trying to get in touch with, and that can make my job a lot easier and ours as a company easier. So that's really beneficial to us, and we're very grateful for you guys' willingness to help out and say, hey, I go see so-and-so or this person here, and see that may help you get in the door because sometimes getting in the door is the hardest part.
Absolutely. And I mean, that's what our job is, right? We are 411, we are relationships, we are all the things when it comes to that. So, right. You know, we have a board member who says that your network is your net worth. And I really believe that. I believe that we've built quite a network here and makes us very valuable to our members.
We see the chamber as one of our valuable assets, and because we try to be an advocate for our customers as well. They're just not a customer. I mean, they're our partners because if we succeed, they're succeeding. So if we do our job correctly in the waste industry, that's kind of a thankless position to be in. That's something that gets put on the back burner for companies. So if we're doing it correctly, that's something one less thing they have to worry about. So
absolutely.
Try to kind of make their job a little bit easier as well. But, you know, we are local and we do have direct points of contacts. Customers can call us directly if they have issues and don't have to wonder where we are if we're out in some call center or things like that.
Absolutely, Chad. And, you know, partners are a great word. We also use the word investor, but we also use the word chamber champion, which is something that you guys are. And we are so thankful, both champions of us in talk and in the way that you promote and help us, but also literally you're a part of our Chamber Champions program. And we're so thankful for our companies that help us and participate with that because that's what helps fund so many things that the Chamber does to exist and help the community all year long.
And we think, going back to being part of that, it's paid us back tenfold for being part of the Chamber and being in all the events we get to attend and the networking we get that one-on-one that we would not be able to get and help grow our footprint here in the Reidsville community, service-wise as well for us to even help other businesses out and maybe save them some dollars as well.
Absolutely. You know, I remember one of the times, this was before your time, but when Christine was here and First Piedmont sponsored an event for us, and it was our casino fundraiser. And we actually used the Rely on Red tagline because we thought that was cute and went with the casino theme. And, it's really true. You really can rely on Red because you guys have been such an amazing service to the community, and you've been great partners to the community. And we're just really thankful that we're able to work through things with you guys. So one of the things that's coming up, you guys are sponsoring our VIP lunch at the expo. So let's talk a little bit about the expo that's coming up on the 24th, and it's open to the public from 2 to 7. And you guys are going to be there. And we are just glad for the opportunity. We've got 70 vendors. It's sponsored in name by Eden Combs Realty One Group Results and Liberty Tax Service with J.R. Cecil. And, it's funny because those two folks have purchased buildings downtown, and they're young entrepreneurs, and they have the same vibe. They have the same motto. They come very much in line with First Piedmont and how you guys see the community. So it's exciting to be able to have that event coming up.
It is exciting. It's a great event for us as well. We've always picked up new customers from that event, so it's always paid dividends for us because you do get a little more one-on-one. A lot of times we don't get some exactly with the public, but we do from other vendors. It gives us the time to chat one-on-one, not in the comfort of the hectic day of scheduling. So we always look forward to it. It's been one of our successful events that we attend, and we appreciate all the hard work you guys put on to help us reach our goals from these events. So you guys do a wonderful job. We attend this one. We attend the Fast Track in Martinsville, which is a big event as well.
It is. That's the event that I used to work when I was in Martinsville, and so that was one of my big goals when I came here, is for us to be bigger and more successful like that event.
We also will be participating in the career fair there at the expo. 'Cause we have some positions that are open. So folks are looking for that, they can come by and see us at our booth. We'll have a HR representative with me that day as well, so we can maybe knock out a couple of stones with one time.
Absolutely. So, I'm glad you brought that up. So one of the things this year is our Everything Expo. We are highlighting that not only is it a business expo, right? So you brought up several good points. So you talked about kind of the B2B part, right? Like you're there to look for other vendors. You're there to meet other vendors and do business to business interaction on the commercial side. Then you mentioned the career fair. So one of the things that we have done in the last several years is add the career fair piece and actually have people there who are HR or who are there for marketing purposes, but that are posting the jobs. We are going to have on-site job applications, job interviews. We'll have the PTRC bus there so that people can do resume. If they have trouble, they need a new resume. And so I think that having the expo highlight all of those features. The other thing that we're highlighting this year that I don't think has been well known in the past is that it's a health expo. So flu shots, blood pressure, diabetes information. There's all kinds of stuff that's going to be happening. And the greatest piece is we are at a new location. So you got to come and check it out and walk through with us at the vendor orientation. What do you think about it?
I think it's going to be, it's different.
It is different.
So it's everybody, not being together, but it makes everybody want to tour the penthouse and see some of that. So I think it's a good combination.
It's a very different layout
than everybody being on top of each other in one building.
Yep.
And I think I'm excited to see how it works out. And,
me too.
So we can see how, it's just, I think sometimes different's better.
I agree.
And so I think
it's challenging. It's challenging
for
right
you
now
all to do all that. But like some of those rooms in the penthouse, you only have 4 or 5 vendors in each room. So they're
going to have an amazing time together.
So I think that's, it's going to be an exciting day, and hopefully everything works out.
I was actually really surprised at the, so a couple of things. I have really high hopes for this event and this layout, but I was actually really surprised when we sent out the vendor interest form, the locations that people chose. People that I thought would choose one piece of the property versus another, it was completely opposite. And we had a couple of industries who said, we want to be in the penthouse. Like, this is cool. And I think to your point, if you're a vendor of 3 or 4 and you have jobs what a great opportunity to be able to actually interview people, get a feel for people, talk to them in a quieter space. And the main house just has a different feel. I mean, it's just it's a different vibe.
I think it's gonna be a good day for us as vendors as well. I mean, with the different layouts, because it's not as crowded. People are not on top of each other, so you have a little more personal interaction.
Yeah, and there's all of that room to spread out outside. I hope the day is really pretty. We've got some vendors that are going to be outside. The chamber's going to be outside. But you know how we like to do things. We will have plenty of food. We will have plenty of entertainment. We'll be doing all of that, and it will be. I feel like people will want to move throughout the different pieces of the property, and I find it hard to believe that we won't mix ourselves up quite a bit that day. I think it will lend itself to that really well.
Yeah, because I know we're excited about seeing my HR representative and our recruiter that may be with us as well, touring the property and going out and seeing the different locations where everybody is. So, I know it's challenging for you all, but I think you guys have done a wonderful job in trying to put that together and do a change, because sometimes you stick with the norm of the bigger locations. Everybody's in the same room.
So it's interesting that you say that. We're very thankful for the city of Reidsville being our facility sponsor, but I cannot say enough good things about Emmy. Emmy has been wonderful to us. She sent me just last night. I asked her if we could have the layout, and I wanted to number it. And she was like, "Oh, I got you," and she numbered it and sent it back to me. And I am, because that's going to help people find their locations better. And we'll put a map in the program. And I'm excited. I think it gives it more of like a fall vendor event vibe. I don't know. To your point, we've always been going back to the days of the Winn-Dixie building or the Salvation Army. We've always been in a gymnasium or in an auditorium or just in a large open space, and it's just rows and rows and vendors. And while they were separate in an expo in nature, I also think this is going to open ourselves up to, you can't just see the person in front of you or beside of you. You're going to be able to see everybody that's in the room with you at the same time. And I think that's going to give a different feel to the whole event.
I believe it will be. I think it's more kind of like a festival event instead of a expo. So
it's curious, isn't it? It's gonna. I'm very interested.
Our curiosity, mine's up, and looking forward to seeing how it turns out. But we're glad to be a part of it and glad we could help.
Well, I am glad, and I am so thankful you saved the day for us on that. And we, so spinning back to the giving back to the community. I know that you're really involved in the chamber, but I don't want it to be all about us. You guys do so many other things. You have done, one of the things that First Piedmont has sponsored for years was the Passion for Trashing. And I think that was so cool. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I'm not as familiar with that, but we do sponsor that in Rockingham County.
Yes.
We're glad to be, because we're part of that community as well. We love helping out when we can. We've always done the Passion for Trashing for them. So we've,
it's such a cool thing. The people take their trash and turn it into art, and it's kind of, I think
it's really neat to see how people can do that. People have some creative minds, and they get to expand that and put it on a local stage that people can go observe and see. I think Randy does a good job putting that together. So
he and Debbie
he's got his hands full, but I think he does.
Yeah, him and Debbie do a great job. And it's funny because I don't think people realize how talented and how many artists we have in our community. And so that's just another great, a different population that you guys are. But I mean, it just goes together, right? Kind of like the Rely on Red, the Passion for Trashing. Yeah. That's just kind of cool. So tell people what you guys provide. Let's talk about that. So what does First Piedmont do?
Well, we provide total waste hauling services, dumpsters. Some locations we do residential trash as well with the carts that go out. But mainly we're focused on, regular size dumpsters, front load dumpsters, commercial dumpsters. We can do special waste hauling. We own our own landfill in Ringgold, so we can take stuff there as well, because different municipalities have different regulations. But we try to be more cost effective for our customers. And one of the things I've asked people to look at, if you're not using a First Piedmont Waste Services, to look at your invoices and see if you're getting environmental fees charged to you, admin fees charged on your invoices, container refresh fees. Those are things we don't do. I mean, when we give someone a price, we give them an all-inclusive price. We don't add those additional monthly fees on. So we just ask people to look at their invoices and say, are some of the other companies putting hidden fees on that you weren't aware of?
Yeah, hidden fees are becoming not just in your industry, but across the board.
It's
hidden
everywhere.
fees are everywhere.
But we just ask if you give us a chance to look at it, and if you have those questions, feel free to contact me, and I'll be glad to just take a look at it and see if we can help you out with your costs and see if there's partnership available there.
Mm-hmm. What about if people are cleaning out a house or need roll-off dumpsters? Does that happen?
We do. We do a lot of those temporary. And we can, if you have that position, you can call our office directly at 434-432-0211. Somebody will be glad to provide that assistance for you and get you a price for your fall clean out or spring clean out coming up. That'll be here before we know it. So spring cleaning, blink of an eye, so we can provide that as well. We drop the dumpster off and we'll come pick it up as needed, as many times as needed.
Oh, yes, as many times, because I asked that question because I knew the answer to it. I think at this point, my mama's up to like 15 out of my grandma's house that she's been working on now for, I don't know, a year, it seems like. But I think we started getting dumpsters back in the summer, and she has just continued to refresh it and refresh it and refresh it.
People don't realize when they're cleaning out, it's like, I can do this in one trip. Most time it takes more. But if you need us, we're here, rely on Red. We'll be glad to help.
Yeah, she has loved it. She's great customer service. They come when she calls. It has, it's really helped her, and it's given me a peace of mind because it was a company I trusted, and I was able to say, Mom, just call them. They're going to take care of you. And I would just tell people, gosh, I've done 2 dumpsters at my house, and I would just encourage people, like, if you don't think that you can fill one up, but you need to, because we've had a lot of water damage in our basement, and so we had so many things that had gotten ruined and we needed to throw away. Just do it. Just call them. They'll bring you a dumpster.
And our drivers, the drivers are pretty much the face of our company, because they're the ones that see the customers more often than I do and any of our but they do a wonderful job. If they can get it done, they will.
Oh, they've been the nicest people.
So I like to they don't get enough recognition for the good job they do, but they are the face of our company, and they do a wonderful job. And
I will tell you, they are really great drivers. I get behind them all the time, and I don't have any complaints about, like, they're out in my neck of the woods in the country, and I get behind red trucks all the time, and I'm like, oh, there they are. And I mean, they do a great job. It's great to see.
We've got a good group, so we're proud to represent the communities and the things we all do and try to give back.
Yeah.
And, like I said, our drivers don't get enough recognition for that's a thankless job as well.
Absolutely.
But they do it when they're asked, and they'll come get it. If they can get it, they'll do it.
Well, they're amazing. Let's talk about, we talked about what you do. Let's talk about where are you guys based out of and what are the communities you serve?
So we're headquartered in Chatham, Virginia. So we have shops and offices in Danville, Martinsville, Lynchburg, and Roanoke. But we do service all of Rockingham County, Yanceyville, Caswell County, Pearson County, Mecklenburg, Halifax, up to the New River Valley. So we cover a large footprint. We have a total of about 175 employees with over 200 trucks on the road. So we cover a large regional footprint. We're not large, so if you have us, you have a direct point of contact in some in any of those areas we're in. So I mean, just like here in Rockingham County or Henry County or Franklin, the contact would be me. So we strive on returning phone calls within 24 hours or that day if we miss you. But you have a direct point of contact. You're not calling an 800 number and wondering where someone is.
Yeah, that's amazing. And we'll give your contact info on the screen and at the end too, so we can do that. Well, you know, I am so thankful for you individually, not just as First Piedmont, because First Piedmont has brought me many folks through the years, Christine and Tim, and now you, and and for a little while we didn't have you, and then you were back. I'm sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah, I left and came back, which I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Sometimes, the grass isn't always greener on the other side, and First Piedmont is a wonderful company.
Well, I always say that speaks volumes when somebody wants to come back to work for a company. And so I think, and I was so thankful. I don't remember when it was, but the first time I saw you again, and I was like, oh my gosh, Chad is back. And so we're thankful because, you're also one of those people who understands that we're a small office of women and we're always trying to accomplish these big things. And sometimes we just need an extra hand. And sometimes we need help carrying in the boxes or, putting things out on tables. And you're never afraid to just jump in and throw some programs on a table or, and then you come in and you do all the hard work too. When you guys sponsor something and you make sure to put out your material. So, we're just thankful for you. And I wanted people to know that, when they get First Piedmont, like you said, a direct point of contact, a familiar face, you're going to talk to the same people. It's just been a really amazing journey to get to know you all.
Well, we really appreciate that. But I think your success is our success as well. So I think that's why we continue to help in anything we can do. So,
it's funny. People ask me what the chamber does and what we do all the time. And, it depends on who's asking me as to what my answer is. But you have made that point, I think, for me this time, really, we come alongside the community. We come alongside the businesses to accomplish goals, to just have a better place to work, a better place to live, to have services that people need. And that's what our goal is. Our goal is for our tax dollars to stay local as much as possible, for us to have great, we have great partnerships with the city, for us to have great parks for the kids, great schools for the kids, great companies for our people to work in. So, we're just really thankful to have you, and we're glad to have you on the show, glad for you to be a sponsor and a chamber champ. And we don't have a ton of time left. Is there anything we haven't talked about that you want to talk about that maybe I haven't hit on?
Like I said, we love working with our local, keeping money local. We're local, so some of the, our larger competitors, they're out there, but I know they don't give. We try to get, they may be giving back to the communities, but I don't know. I can't speak on that, but I know we do, and we'd like to support the people that support us, supporting the programs in the communities. That's big. It's a big company thing that we do. We do give a lot back to our communities we work in, not just Rockingham County and Reidsville, but all the locations we're in. So I think, we try to make an impact. Even if it's just a small one, if we can help make somebody's day better, we'll try to do it.
But I think small impacts add up to be a large impact.
Got a saying, small gains make big gains. So.
Absolutely. Well, we have a few minutes. I'd like to highlight something else that I'm just always in awe of. You actually have your own golf tournament that you do. Tell us about that. What's that all about?
Well, we do have a golf tournament. My dad passed away in July of 2015. So he was an avid golfer, and he coached all my sports growing up. He worked, I went to Magna Vista High School. He worked in the Booster Club. He was, so we decided to put on a golf tournament and raise money to do scholarships for rising high school seniors that were a student athlete. We started it in 2017, and so far we've given out over $20,000 in honor of my dad, and we just had the biggest golf tournament to date back in August. We were able to raise $13,000 this year with the help of our communities and just small businesses. People helping people is what I call it. So we've had an enormous turnout, enormous support. It's just something that with me and my sister, we're very proud to be part of. And I couldn't do it without the help of some of my friends in the community. And it's, as you know, putting on a golf tournament,
it's quite an undertaking.
It's an undertaking, and it's challenging, and it always has. But you learn and you figure out what you can do to make it better. And so that's been something I've been proud of to be a part of and start in honor of my father. So.
How many golfers did you have this year?
We had 120. the golf course we have, so we can only do 15 teams in the morning and 15, but we had 30 teams, so that's a full field. We can't do any more. So we're, that was the first time we've had that. So very
successful.
Yes. So
where are you able to send students? Where have they been going with their scholarships?
Some of them have gone to University of Virginia, Radford, UNCG. James Madison,
That's
Emory and
awesome.
Henry are a couple of that we've given out.
Are you keeping up with them? Like, are you following them?
And I know some of the parents, so we keep up with them. One's getting ready to go to pharmacy school now, so one of the students. So, we gave out $6,000 last May. We gave 4 $1,500 scholarships each. So
that's awesome.
So I think it's
that is a really cool way to honor your dad.
Yeah. So I look forward to it. It's a challenging, it's undertaking. Sometimes it's stressful, but in the end, when you see the results, it's well worth it.
So what are you going to be able to do this school year with what you've done?
We will probably try to do more than we did last year. I mean, as long as we can keep increasing it,
That's
the more
awesome.
people we can help, the better. That's what we're
the
here
goal,
for. That's
right?
the goal, is to help people. Yes, to give the money back.
Well, I'd like to keep track of that. Thank you for sharing that. I just think
thanks
that's
for asking.
awesome.
I think it's something dear to my heart, and I'm proud of. So
yeah, I grew up in Eden, right on the Virginia line. I worked in Martinsville, Henry County for 7 years. I know a ton of Magna Vista people, so I just think that's a really cool thing that you do for them.
So, yep.
So, all right. Well, that's all the time we have for. Is there anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. I've enjoyed the time this morning.
Good.
So thanks for having us, and let me represent First Piedmont today.
Absolutely. Well, you want to give your contact information?
Yes. If you have any questions, my direct number will be 336-932-3902, or you can email me at cwright@relyonred.com. That's CWRIGHT@RELYONRED.com.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Chad.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. All right, folks, that's it for today's show. As always, you can find us in the heart of downtown Reidsville at 140 South Scale Street, on all of our social media channels, and at reidsvillechamber.org. So stay tuned. We'll see you for the news and views.